Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Nerd Topic. You know, everybody has something that they get nerdy about, a subject, a hobby, just something that they're into so much that it just brings out the inner geek in them, the inner nerd. I want to know what that topic is, and I want you to reach out to me so we can talk about it. Tonight's topic is the MCU. We have a very special guest. I consider this gentleman my informant on all things movies and sort of film related. I'd like to welcome onto the show tonight, Chris Marabella, the informant.
Hey, it's the informant here.
That's right. Hey, Chris, how's it going, man?
How are you? Good to see you.
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Good to see you too. Chris, before we start up, because I got a lot on the playlist here, just tell everybody out there where they could find you and what you're into and etc.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at my name, Chris Marabella. Same thing on Twitter. I'm just an aspiring filmmaker in the industry, doing whatever I can to get my name out there. Yeah, just made a short film over the quarantine, the first short film. Hoping to make more in the future.
That's awesome, man. Congrats on the short film. I'm going to do my best to try to link some of your stuff up as I get a little bit more savvy with the realm of YouTube and all that.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, man. That's a win. Cool. We have another guest coming eventually, so we're going to jump in, and then maybe about 10 minutes into this, we'll get our second guest. So,
cool. Sounds good to me.
Cool, Chris. I'm going to read this little MCU breakdown to the best that I think I've configured it. And please feel free to chime in if you think there's something I didn't get quite right.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a list of the breakdown month to month or season to season of all the MCU movies coming out. And I'm like sitting back looking at it, and it's just got me realizing that there's a lot of content coming out.
Yeah.
One big thing I want to talk about is whether or not we think that the MCU can pull off another 10-year masterpiece like they did.
Yeah.
What do you think? I mean, is it possible? I
think so. They're expanding into the multiverse territory, which is a whole plethora of stories and characters we haven't even touched yet. Yeah. Now they have the Fox properties, and they're working with Sony now. You know, they can incorporate the Tobey Maguire characters, the Andrew Garfield characters, right. All the Fox X-Men. They can incorporate all those worlds into one giant, like there's a storyline called Secret Wars, which is basically all of that compiled together, and characters fighting, alternate versions of characters fighting alternate versions of each other. So I think there's a whole storyline there of just the multiverse to explore, whether it's different Tony Starks, different Steve Rogers, different Spider-Man. It sounds like we might get several different Spider-Man in the next Spider-Man film. So
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Spidey's gonna be crazy. I keep I'm in denial or like disbelief that they're really bringing those guys back.
Yeah,
I thought.
I think so.
Yeah, at first I was like, all right, well, Disney's like on a little bit of the edge where it's like there's been X-Men movies, there's been Fantastic Four movies. Do they just start over? They unplug, clean the slate, and start over, or they just And so with this new Spider-Man thing, where they're bringing these older actors in from the previous movies, it's really got me thinking, like, who do you think from the old Spider-Man who do you think from the old X-Men movies or even the Fantastic Four movies that they might bring back in? Like, you think they're going to try?
Yeah, I think there's a chance they could bring like Evan Peters, who played Quicksilver, in as like a cameo or something in WandaVision, or anything like that, like the two Quicksilvers meeting like that or something like that.
Wouldn't that be weird? I didn't think of that.
Yeah, because there was that one time where two different actors were playing the same character.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool.
Do you remember the scene in Deadpool 2 where he's in the mansion and
yeah.
It's like, it's almost as if you couldn't afford to get everybody? Yeah, exactly.
Right. He just shuts the doors on.
That makes me think they're really going to have fun with that. Like, you have Ant-Man and the Quantum Madness coming up, so like all these, pretty cool. Yeah. All right, so I already got ahead of myself. Let me just do this breakdown of these movies and just get everybody pumped. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. January 15th, WandaVision. March area, don't know the exact date, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. May 2021, Black Widow. July 9th, 2021, Shang-Chi. Summer 21, What If? November 21, Eternals. December 21, Spider-Man 3. March 2022, Doctor Strange 2. Loki, March 2022. Thor, May 2022. Black Panther #2, July 22. And then unslated as to a specific time, She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Secret Invasion, Ironheart, Armor Wars, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Blade, Ant-Man, Fantastic Four. Jesus.
Yeah, right. What was that? 7 next year, right? 7 projects next year?
Yeah, I think so. Because I remember somebody at some point saying we're going to get a movie every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, whoa,
Crazy.
Yeah. What are you the most excited for?
I gotta say the what ifs, because they just seem so weird and different as like a. Yeah. I always love those like alternate scenarios of like, what if this person ended up like this or as opposed to that? Because like there's the trailer where T'Challa gets abducted by Yondu instead of Peter Quill, and it's just like storylines like that. You're just like, how's that gonna pull off?
That's cool. And the what ifs are gonna be animated though, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like in the vein of those like old Max Fleischer Superman serials that they did back in the day.
Yeah,
it looks like that type of animation. It's really cool.
So I might be confusing 2 topics, but so this is what I'm thinking of. The Star Wars Visions project is supposed to be each one of those is supposed to be a different animation style.
I'm not sure if it's different animations. Actually, it might be. I'm not sure.
Okay. Or different artists.
Yeah, I just know it was like it was animated and it's all gonna be like different artists doing it. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
And so, do you know that the Secret Wars is going to be the same artist throughout?
As far as I know, yeah, it looks like because they show snippets of like each what if scenario, and it looks like the same art style.
Looks like the same artist. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got confused with Visions being. I was pretty much sure Visions said like one story in a anime style, one story in this style. So but I actually prefer the Secret Wars to be one thing. I like a little continuity in like in a big story,
Yeah. That's just the whole notion of like mixing characters up, like there's one I saw like what if Peggy Carter got the super soldier serum instead of Steve, and
nice.
How would that have transpired?
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, so the What If comics, it's pretty much a jump off right from them. I mean, that was a thing back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, as they were like one shot, one off things.
Right. Yeah, they were always fun. I'm trying to remember some of the what ifs. What if Logan didn't have the healing factor and somebody else got it? Like cool stories. Nice.
I remember there was one what if Reed Richards was Magneto.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Civil War when Spidey was introduced.
Yeah.
And Black Panther was introduced. Which movie out of all those that I mentioned, or Disney Plus series, which one of those do you think is going to be the equivalent of that, where they drop like 2 new big characters, or like which one's going to be the culmination, or what team is going to be the culmination? What are your thoughts on all that? Like, how do they tie it together?
I have a feeling, I could be wrong about this, but just because it sounds like they're bringing the quantum realm stuff back with Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. I have a feeling they're going to bring the Fantastic Four into Ant-Man 3 somehow, or bring them into the fold somehow. I feel like they're going to change their origin a bit and have them get their powers from the quantum realm. Mm-hmm. It just makes the most sense, they get into some sort of accident. So I feel like we'll get some whether it's Ant-Man 3 or some other project. I feel like we'll get an introduction to them before their own movie.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that makes the most.
I feel like you need that too, because it's been so stained as a property. Yeah. I don't think you just jump right into another film.
Right.
So
you can't. Yeah. No, you gotta. It's funny because even right now, if a Fantastic Four movie came out, I would still have the memory of those other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I gotta say, man, I liked the way they did The Thing.
Yeah.
Like, he looked good to me.
That was cool. Yeah, his look was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have my biggest fear, or like I'm nervous the most about, is how they're gonna do Elastic Man. Like, Mr. Fantastic. That's hard to do and make it not look corny in my mind. Like.
Yeah, well, they did an okay job in The Flash. They had a elongated man, and it
looked okay.
It was decent, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with a bigger budget, they could probably handle it.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what else we got on the slate. WandaVision.
Yeah. What the hell is that show? That was crazy.
What is that even? First of all, you know, it's hard to say this and not be insulting or anything, but it's not the first show that I would like say I want to see a series about the Scarlet Witch. Or, you know,
right.
like, and actually, like the more I watch those shows, the more I'm like, damn, I really like Wanda Maximoff. Like she was great in that, and her, you know, like, so it is the kind of thing where I want to see more, but it's not the first one I would have asked for.
Right.
What? All right. So this will be the question. Quantum Madness being this explosion in Ant-Man where it's like, oh, they could really tie in a lot of stuff. But then at the same time, WandaVision could get weird with the multiple dimensions and all that. So like, do you think that's going to be as big considering it's Disney Plus? Like, do you think it's not, because it's not a movie, it'll still be as expansive, you know?
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge because it's launching the new phase of all this Marvel content.
Phase 4.
You know, like Spider-Man 3 and all that follows the events of WandaVision because Spider-Man 3 seems to deal with the multiverse and all that. So something happens in WandaVision. She destroys the timeline. She destroys reality where everything just like kind of merges together, you know, like I was saying with the different characters meeting each other. So she does something to the timeline or something happens, I feel like, in that show that's so catastrophic or so impactful to the rest of the universe. It leads to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and it leads into Spider-Man 3, whatever that stuff's going to be.
Yeah. Doc Strange comes out first, then Spidey, right?
No, I think it's Spider-Man's next year, so Doctor Strange is after that.
That's right. Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, Oh, so here I'm thinking that WandaVision creates this fractured universe like you're talking about.
Yeah.
And then Doctor Strange fixes it immediately, but we got a long wait until Doctor Strange comes around.
Yeah, well, Doctor Strange is also going to be in Spider-Man, so I feel like he's going to be starting to repair the damage, or something's going to happen in the third Spider-Man where it might lead to Tom Holland meeting the other two Spider-Men.
Nice. Oh, it's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah.
That's perfect. Tobey and Andrew. Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, man. And I saw something today. 2 more actors were being like the call to cast for 2 actors, some detective character or something. You see anything about that in Spider-Man 3?
Oh, they're the returning characters. They were the ones they were the 2 teachers from, I think, the first 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were just like teachers. Actually, I think they were only in Homecoming, but it was just like 2 teacher characters that are coming back.
Oh, so not from the Sony Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, well, the Sony Marvel ones, like the ones
right.
that they did.
The Sony Marvel, not the Sony exclusive Tobey ones and stuff. Yeah.
But
I'm sorry. What do people call those? Like in the lingo, like when people are talking about Tobey and Spider-Man 1 and all that, what do they say?
They just say the Sony Spider-Man films.
The Sony Spider-Man, exclusively Sony Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, because Marvel really had no influence on it at that point.
Right.
But I mean, they're bringing Alfred Molina back as Doc Ock and Jamie Foxx back as Electro, so it's the whole multiverse is like they're just bringing everything in the third one.
You know, they did such a good job of that in Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
And it was animated, arguably all ages, although I loved it.
Yeah.
The repetitive, like they did a really good job of being like, you know this story. Got bit by a spider, and I had fun with it and all that.
Yeah.
They did such a they did such a good job with that I'm like, they're gonna kill it. They're gonna kill this new multiverse thing and just in a good way, kill it, and like they're gonna nail it, you know?
Yeah, right. Also, people have to keep in mind that this is Sony calling the shots with Spider-Man, not necessarily Marvel, because it's Sony's character. You know, if they want a multiverse, and they have a right to bring Tobey Maguire back and Andrew Garfield back.
Right.
It's not really so much up to Marvel as it is to Sony.
I said, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember when the actor who's playing Spider-Man almost got pulled from the MCU.
Yeah, Tom Holland. Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, this is like a crucial piece, man.
Yeah. There was a little period where they couldn't get the finances worked out, or they couldn't figure out a fair split because I think Sony wanted a 50-50 split and Disney didn't want to do that. So yeah.
All right.
They seem to work it out.
They worked it out. We can work it out. I'm going to jump to Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Cool.
That's Marchish, did we say?
Yeah, I think it's March 12th.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. It's definitely March, though.
Yeah. I've been avoiding the previews and the trailers and all that. I saw a little bit. Actually, the one trailer I saw was the first thing they dropped like a year ago.
Oh
where
yeah,
you
the
just
Super Bowl
see-
spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a quick micro mini, you know.
Yeah.
And it was with Sam throwing the shield.
Yeah. Yeah. That
Telling
was
Cap.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So that leads me to my question, which is Sam going to be making his way into becoming Captain America in this series?
I don't think so. I think they're just gonna carry the shield as like a memory for Cap, because I feel like I said, they have more to tell with like a multiverse Steve Rogers or something like that, and they're always gonna, I feel like, honor Tony and Steve by having ancillary characters they knew carry on their legacy. But I don't think they're ever actually gonna have characters like, you know, actually be Iron Man or Captain America again. Like they'll have Ironheart and, you know, maybe another character who is sort of like Captain America, but I don't think they'll ever actually replace the two of them.
Right. You don't think there'll ever be a title Captain America movie again?
I don't think so, unless some sort of multiverse thing happens where Chris Evans comes back.
I would probably agree with that. I think. Can you imagine how nuts the crowd would go if like they do all this multiverse stuff, they're pulling it off, got Doctor Strange in the mix, you got WandaVision having messed everything up, and then like say we're 5 movies in, and you kind of think they're settling down with like these cameos and all that, and then Chris Evans comes in or Tony Stark, like, oh
yeah, that'd be great. I think, like I said, I think we'll see those characters again. I just don't think it'll be those actors. It'll be different versions of them from another reality.
Wasn't there talk that Tom Cruise was going to play Tony Stark?
Yeah, I think I've heard that might be happening in Doctor Strange. I don't know though.
Yeah, we gotta put a virtual bet on that and see and look back at this, in a while.
Yeah.
Do you really think so? Would you put money? Would you put 200 Stan Lee credits on it?
Honestly, as crazy as Kevin Feige has been with that universe, I would put credits on it.
Yeah.
Especially because they have Sam Raimi doing that film.
Yeah.
And he's a crazy. I mean, he did the Spider-Man film, so
that's right.
He's definitely a crazy filmmaker. That's
a good look, man, to have him do that, because he's gonna remember stuff. What did he do? Spider-Man 3?
Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
He did. Sam Raimi did 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. I only thought he did the one where it started to get weird with Goth Peter Parker. Remember where he kind of...
Yeah, right. No, he did all 3, and then the third one didn't go so well, so he kind of quit the franchise, and then they rebooted it from there, and then they rebooted it again. So.
Yeah, having him be involved is a smart move, because there's going to be stuff that he's just like, I'm going to really pull from that. And that's cool, man.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
I've heard that he is kind of a big reason why Toby might be coming back and all, because since he's part of that family now, that he was instrumental in helping get Toby back.
Can you imagine having the power as a director to be like, I got to bring my guy back?
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris, if I ever make it big, I'm bringing you on a project. I'm going to be like, cool. I'm not doing Star Wars unless I get Chris Marabella.
Cool, man. Yeah. No, I appreciate it. We'll do a multiverse Star Wars.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
What happened if, Yoda trained Lando instead,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. Next topic, Black Widow.
Mm-hmm.
WTF? Like, are we getting it? Is it going to be delayed?
I think they're ultimately, as much as they want it to go to theaters. I mean, I don't know what things will be like by April or May. I think ultimately they're going to do what Wonder Woman 1984 is doing and just drop it to Disney Plus.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, they tried that out with Mulan, and it didn't go so well. But I think if you do something like that for Black Widow,
right,
I think a lot more people would be interested to watch it.
Yeah. Do you think they'll drop it inclusive, or you'll have to pay for it?
I think they'll make you pay for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Disney's just like that. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, oh no, because they did do that. They did Mulan, but HBO Max isn't charging for Wonder Woman, right?
No, because I think they're more actually focused on building subscribers, whereas Disney doesn't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder. Well, no, this is going to be a big 6 months, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big couple of years.
As much as I want to see Black Widow in theaters, I don't know what May will look like, Yeah. And I don't think they can push it anymore, because they've already pushed it twice or 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So.
There is I'm a huge fan, of course, but there is something to like waiting too long and you lose the charm,
It was momentum. That's what they were saying about Wonder Woman, that they were fearful if they pushed it the next year, people would lose interest.
Yeah. yeah, it seems stale or something, even though it'll be great, you know, like
Yeah.
my biggest question is if WandaVision, well, so WandaVision is going to come out because there's no possibility of it being delayed.
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to come out because there's no possibility of it. Do you think Black Widow will have anything to do with those two? There will be any storylines that like converge or threads that interweave?
I think so, because I think otherwise they would have just dropped Black Widow already, like Disney Plus or something. I feel like some sort of plot thread happens because Ross is in Black Widow and Ross is also in Falcon Winter Soldier. So I feel like there's some sort of connection with General Ross.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you know, some sort of thread that starts with Black Widow goes into Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah. That's smart, man. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that. Thunderbolt Ross. Yeah. Is it the same actor?
Yeah, it's William Hurt. Yeah.
He's killing, man. He's been making movies for 40 years. Like they're so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and he looks like Ross too, so it's perfect.
He does look like him. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, if they go the Red Hulk route, do you think he'll have his voice and everything, or?
I don't know. I always thought that would look kind of cheesy with like in live action, just you know, Red Hulk with a mustache. So.
I know.
I don't know.
I know it's hard to pull off. Are you reading the Immortal Hulk comic book by chance?
I'm not, but I've heard good stuff.
Chris, it is unbelievably good.
Yeah.
Like Hulk, you know, we're all fans of the Hulk, but like you could see why somebody would say like, I don't know if I need to read a Hulk comic book. Like it seems
Right.
like it's always they have not redesigned because it's Hulk, but
Yeah.
they have figured out ways to make stories that are just like interesting, and it's really like leaning towards horror. It's
Oh,
so
really?
good, man. Yeah, I would say if there's a trade paperback out there or anything, man, grab that thing.
Mhm.
It's so good.
Yeah, I feel like at least in the MCU, in terms of Hulk, they've told everything they need to tell with that character.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where they'll go from here because I know he's in She-Hulk as like a supporting role.
Okay.
So, but I just feel like after he did the snap and he mastered being the Hulk. I don't know what other story they could tell with him.
It is true, man. It's fair to say, you know, like comic books are comic books, and you're gonna
Yeah.
have that character for years and years. But as far as the movies, like it's fair. Like
Yeah.
they run their course and quit while you're ahead. You know, like leave. Those guys are all perfect, man. You know,
Right.
except
Well,
for
that's-
Thor.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's why I kind of like to bring in these smaller characters right now. You know, like
Yeah.
She-Hulk, Miss Marvel, just these smaller ones people mainstream can be introduced to, and you know, who knows, maybe they'll blow up as big as the other ones.
Yeah, I think so.
Mhm.
All right, good stuff. Let's see. You got time for three more questions?
Yeah, works for me.
Cool. Okay, so I read that phase 4 is technically 21 to 23, 2021 to 2023.
I think so. Yeah, it might even be 24. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just mentioned the series that it officially starts with?
Yeah, WandaVision. Since January.
Okay. Am I wrong in that Spider-Man Far From Home was the official start?
I remember reading like Kevin Feige interviews. He said it was the close of the Infinity Saga, like that chapter,
Okay.
because it it still mentions the decimation and
Right.
or I'm sorry, the snap and all that.
Mhm.
So it kind of closes that, and then Black Widow was supposed to be like the first to open up the new phase, but since that didn't happen, it's going to be WandaVision now.
It's gonna be WandaVision. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So if it's inarguable that the Avengers were the top of the pyramid for the first 10 years of the MCU development, which team, superhero team, or I guess even one character, you could say, who's at the top of the pyramid for this next phase 4?
Phase 4. Well, I was going to say phase 5 is probably X-Men,
Right.
but phase 4, yeah, maybe Fantastic Four, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like they're going to build up to them. They're going to have them in some other film first.
Yeah.
I don't think they'll just drop right into their solo film. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But I just feel like Marvel has wanted them to do right for a long time.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're going to give them the treatment they wanted, especially with Doctor Doom, who's like the greatest Marvel villain of all time, in my opinion. And they have such a backstory of Doom and Galactus and a whole plethora of Marvel characters with the Fantastic Four property they can do.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. I feel like they might be in phase 4 more than we think.
I have a theory about Doctor Doom, and I have to say it because if I'm right, I'm going to look back and be like, I was right. But it's very ballsy. It's very like, I don't know if Disney would do it considering, but I'm gonna lay it down. So Black Panther 2, are they making it?
They are, yeah.
They are making it. All right. Here's my theory. Black Panther 2, I don't know if they've changed the title, but it was at one point, and maybe still is, called War of the Kings.
I think that was a rumored title, but it very well could be.
Okay.
I remember the title slot just said Black Panther 2 on the
okay.
Meeting, so.
Maybe they changed the title, or maybe it never was. That title, prospective title, made me think that a lot of people thought that Namor would be in that.
Yeah.
I actually thought that Doctor Doom would be in that, and because you have Wakanda as a continent nation with a ruler, and then you could have Latveria, Doctor Doom's land, as a ruler. But then I started thinking, why not have Namor from Atlantis, Doctor Doom, Latveria, and Black Panther, and in the beginning of it have Doctor Doom, whether he's been mentioned in the prior movies or not, have Doctor Doom launch like the most devastating attack on Wakanda, destroy like half of it, and kill the Black Panther.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Dude, what better way for everybody to absolutely hate Doctor Doom? Like this guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, and it's very touchy because of Chadwick Boseman's death and everything, but dude, I think...
I'm curious how they're going to pull it off because Feige said they're not going to recast T'Challa.
Yeah.
So I really wonder, is that... I know in the comics his sister takes up the mantle. Are they going to go that route?
That's true, yeah.
Or are they going to do something else?
Yeah.
I've heard rumors they might bring Michael B. Jordan back.
That was my first guess, actually, because they need a big name, and he already has a history, although there's plenty of killing actors out there who can do it, but, what about, I'm going to butcher his name. Mahershala Ali?
It's, I've heard it, Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala.
Yeah.
What about him as Blade?
Blade, perfect casting, man. He looks like Wesley Snipes,
He looks like him, dude. He's like serious, cold, sharp, woo.
He could totally pull off the bravado of Blade, just the sarcasm of Blade. He's perfect, man.
Yeah. That's gonna be badass.
I just don't know what a Disney Blade will look like. I very much love the hardcore Blade films, or at least the first two. It's just the profane blood and everything. I don't know what this one will look like.
I know. I was going back and watching a lot of the original, these past 10-year Marvel movies, and I'll say this: there's not a lot of blood, but there's surprising amount of cursing.
Yeah,
like surprising amount, and not even safe ones. Like Doctor Strange calls Tony Stark a douchebag. You know what I mean? Like
right.
Pretty ballsy for a Disney movie, so I'm starting to rethink my approach on how they'll do Deadpool, how they'll do Blade, how they'll do Aliens, because I don't think cursing is going to be a problem, but I do agree, like you're not going to see any Deadpool like all that.
I mean, they can get away with, they cut Thanos' head off, so they can certainly get away with violence.
Right.
I think blood is what triggers an MPAA rating of like R or something like that. So
that's a good point.
It's fine cutting limbs off and heads off, but you can't show blood with it. So
you can't show blood.
Yeah.
Or what do you think about heads exploding? Like,
I think you can. It just can't be blood coming out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. Maybe the vampires have like green ooze or something. I don't know.
That's a good one. That's a good one. So your vote for the team at the top of this pyramid is Fantastic Four?
At least for the fourth phase. I do think X-Men are going to be a huge part of the universe, just not with this, because I know X-Men's not going to be for a long time. That's what Feige said. They're still trying to figure out how that's even going to work, because there hasn't been any mutants established yet.
Right.
And how do they kind of retroactively introduce that?
I know. Do you think the decimation snap will be in some way, because I remember Rocket saying Earth just became ground zero for an energy exposure unlike
Yeah.
anything. Do you think that could be the birth of mutants?
Maybe, but I don't know how much revisionist history they're gonna do with like Magneto and all that, because I feel like you need to go past that of like, I don't know if they're gonna do the World War II thing again with Magneto, but or even the 60s, but that's always a possibility. Maybe Wanda has something to do with mutants. Maybe
if the decimation snap is the reason for it, then technically Wanda is almost the first mutant in a way.
Yeah.
Like according to the MCU.
Right.
Because she was a mutant in the comics, but of course, but
yeah, that's true. Which would be funny because she's Magneto's daughter. So
yeah. Oh, I never mentioned my dad. I'm gonna go. Like who?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough fix. That's a tough fix.
Yeah.
Do you think there'll be a Magneto tie-in in WandaVision?
I don't think it'll be that early. No, I think they're still, because WandaVision was in development way before they even got the Fox acquisition.
Is that right?
Yeah. Maybe some sort of hint or something, but
yeah,
I think they're honestly trying to figure out as much as we are how X-Men's even going to fit in.
Yeah.
And how to make it even different, because there was a lot of great X-Men films, and to do it like again, you have to have a good reason to do it again.
Yeah, I actually when I saw number 1 back in the day, like I was like, okay, but I watched it again and was fine with it.
Yeah.
And then I think number 2 is really good.
It is. That opening scene in the White House is
so man. Yeah, Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
They're gonna they're gonna kill the X-Men. They're gonna do a great job on it. I know it. I'm just stumped as to how,
Yeah. Maybe see the yellow spandex Wolverine finally,
That's what everybody wants to just put him in a suit one time.
Yeah, just once.
Put him in a suit once. Nice. Nice. I think that's it, man. Anything you want to add, just as far as like a rumor that we can get it on record that you have like a speculative idea about? We have Fantastic Four kind of arriving by the end of this, I think.
Yeah.
Multiverse.
Well, I heard that one rumor that Charlie Cox might be Daredevil in Spider-Man 3.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
I also heard a similar rumor about him in She-Hulk because
because he's a lawyer.
Yeah.
That would make sense because I forget the character's name, but She-Hulk is a lawyer as well.
Yeah, her name is Lara.
I forget what, Jennifer or something, I think.
Jennifer Walters?
Jennifer Walters, yeah.
Jennifer Walters,
Yeah.
I always confuse Jennifer Walters and Jessica Drew, who is Spider-Woman, who I love Spider-Woman, but
yeah.
Do you think Charlie Cox would come back in TV first, technically streaming, before he came back into a movie, or do you think they'll jump right in and throw him in Spidey?
I feel like they're kind of sort of not going to acknowledge the Netflix stuff. Like it's going to be one of those things like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it kind of happened, but I don't think they're ever going to really reference it because it was kind of a different regime for Netflix Marvel, and Feige wasn't involved with it.
Right.
And it's a little bit darker too.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much they want to integrate that, but I think they'll just be like, Charlie Cox is Daredevil no matter what universe it is, and
sure.
just have the same actors, and maybe even have Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they'll just maybe they'll introduce him in Spider-Man or something like that, and maybe he'll even get his own film.
Yeah.
Down the road.
Yeah. I'm down, man. I love the Daredevil series. So good.
Yeah. I want to see like that suit he has with like the 2 Ds on it in the comics. I want to see something like that. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Even the yellow outfit, like his first 9 issues of his comic had the yellow outfit, and then
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ben Affleck had that one, but it looked kind of cheesy in the 2003. So.
Yeah. Nuts. What if they brought Colin Farrell back as Bullseye? I'd be down.
I'd be down, man. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They had Bullseye in the 3rd season. I think of Daredevil.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not the same actor, but I like that because that character was good. The actor was very good.
He was, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, Chris, man, it's been a pleasure, dude. Thanks for your secret informant pipeline.
Oh, sure. Anytime. I love talking about this stuff. Grown up with Marvel Comics, DC Comics, grew up with the Marvel films, and look forward to what the future brings.
Same here, man. Awesome.
Yeah.
Just once again, drop your name and where people could find you and what you're up to.
Yeah. So you can catch me at Chris Marabella on Instagram, Twitter. You can just look up various projects I'm part of. I'm trying to helped start a fundraiser for a television pilot I wrote called DEADCLAW. You can find information about that in my bio and my Instagram, and any other projects coming my way.
That's awesome, man.
Mhm.
We got to link up for all that stuff and do a watch
Yeah.
party or something, man. Anything you want to do, let me know.
Cool. Yeah.
Want to
That
bring the
sounds good.
cast? We could bring the cast and yourself on for a DEADCLAW interview. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah. Once we get the everything worked out for that, that'd be cool.
That's amazing. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for your time. I'll be in touch, man. You know, me and you are always chatting about something.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Cool.
And thanks for watching Nerd Topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, PDG. I appreciate you, just hanging out and listening to a couple guys who sort of know what they're talking about, and just nerding out with us. If you want to be a guest here on Nerd Topic, please reach out either in the comment section below or find me on YouTube at Man in a Bubble. You can find me on Instagram as well at Man in a Bubble. And I just recently launched a Patreon campaign to start what I would hope would be a long-term relationship with some of my fans who enjoy my work. And it's mainly to promote my independent film called The Apocalypse Monologues. So if you want to find me on Patreon, it's patreon.com/Peter Gaudioso. And I'll leave the link as well. Thank you for your time, Chris. Thanks again.
Thank you. And by the way, Apocalypse Monologue is awesome.
Oh, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. We got to get on that, man. Do something with it.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.